Okay. I would like to call the meeting of the St. Louis County Board of Zoning Adjustment to order. The board members present today are Angelia Bills Chair, Justin Randall Vice Chair may come in the meeting, so we're going to read his name in for the record, and also Vincent Nutt, member. The Department of Planning staff members are Debbie Nesbitt, Abby Freudel, Abiola Adesana, and Gretchen Arnold. Also on the call is Jen Frank from the St. Louis County Counselor's Office.
Yes, ma'am. And Chair, if I could just let you know too that my law student extern Andy Rance is also with me this afternoon.
Oh, okay, duly noted. First, I'd like to offer into the record the affidavit of publication pertaining to today's meeting, October 18th, 2023. The board hereby takes official notice of and admits into evidence on the record the St. Louis County Zoning Ordinance, Chapter 1003, St. Louis County Revised Ordinance 1974 as amended, and Chapter 1004, St. Louis County Revised Ordinance 1974 as amended. Next, I'd like to call for a motion to approve the minutes of the previous BZA meeting of October 4th, 2023.
Second.
Okay, I call for the motion and Vince has seconded. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, it passes. This meeting is conducted as a teleconference. Hold on, my screen is acting. I'm sorry, guys. Computers always act up when you. Oh, this meeting is conducted as a teleconference and is recorded. The planning staff will read each request into the record and present technical advice to the board if needed. Oh, did I skip something? Okay. The petitioner will be unmuted, state their name, and make a brief presentation to the board explaining the reason and hardship for the variance requested. The board will not consider financial hardships. Board members may ask questions to clarify the facts. When the board is satisfied with the material presented, the chairperson will then ask if there is anyone in favor or opposition to the request. To do so, click the hand next to your name. If any comments were submitted, staff will read them into the record. Before a call for the vote, the petitioner may request a continuance in order to bring in additional documentation. The board may also request a continuance to gather additional information or for a visit to the site. Once comments have been heard, the chairperson will call for a vote at that time. At that time, the discussion is ended. No further discussion is permitted. The board will generally make a decision today. If a variance is approved, the petitioner has 6 months to obtain the necessary permits or establish the use requested, or the variance will expire. The petitioner or any interested party has the right of appeal to the St. Louis County Circuit Court. Paperwork indicating the board's decision will be mailed to the petitioners.
And Angelia, if you don't mind just adding in there that since right now there are only two of you, the bit of if you guys split, it needs to be continued.
Okay, and I will add that at this time, because there are only two members present, if our vote is split, it will be continued to the next meeting when the third member can vote.
Alrighty. Starting off with 62-23, Laura Numbling is a request for an exception to the front yard regulations for the purpose of maintaining an above-ground swimming pool and pool pump at 7205 Becker Road, maintaining a front yard of 18 feet in lieu of 50 feet from Miramar Court and a front yard of 40 feet in lieu of 50 feet from Becker Road, as required by the NU non-urban district regulations of the St. Louis County Zoning Ordinance. Ted, I am going to request for you to unmute. Again, please just state your first and last name for the record and then proceed on with your hardship. Thank you.
It's Ted Disabato, Disabato. I am an attorney representing Laura Nubling for this zoning request variance. A bit of clarification, I believe as published, it's 18 feet in lieu of 20 feet, not 18 feet in lieu of 50 feet. As just came up on that first slide. And then does the board have a copy of the survey that I submitted.
Debbie, do you want to answer that?
Yes, the front yard along Miramar is also 50 feet. So that's why I changed the advertisement from 18 in lieu of 50 instead of the 18 in lieu of 20.
So we've got, so let's first do the Becker Road variance. So the pool exists behind the 40-foot building line, which is what existed in 1961 when this single-family home was constructed. It is built behind the building line that would have existed at the time. So the obvious hardship being the fact that the front building line has changed from 50 feet or from 40 feet to 50 feet. It does comply with the building line as would have existed at the time of, at the time of 1961 when the house was built. And then off of, so Becker Road, if no one's familiar, is a fairly heavily trafficked road that has many subdivisions built off of it. And then turning in Miramar Court is a much less trafficked road. And there we're asking for an 18-foot variance. Again, as published, it's 18 feet in lieu of 20 feet, but the board is correct that this is a corner lot. So it does have the issue of having that side yard, having a 40-foot building line at the time. So what we're asking for is, again, a 40-foot building line on the front, and for an 18-foot, just to be safe, the actual measurements are 18.4 and 18.9. We're asking for 18 feet specifically for the side / Miramar building line.
Okay, and so would you say that your hardship is just that you have 2 front yards or something like that?
It is correct. It's 2 front yards, and I know this one isn't the best hardship, but she used a reputable company at the time who installed the pool. And then when this all occurred, she called the pool company and they said, well, you're responsible for permits, which of course is somewhere buried in their contract, but they never inquired before putting up the pool that anything had been done.
Okay.
Is there any future, I guess, thought on building any deck around the pool itself or anything like that, or is it just a request?
So there was actually a permit request, because that's what she had wanted. She had wanted the pool with a deck, and so they actually submitted a permit. A contractor did, and that has since been canceled. So no, at this point in time, it is just the pool.
Okay.
And just for the board's awareness, Justin is on now, so you are at 3.
Yes. Okay,
Yep, sorry for my tardiness.
no worries. Do you have any questions, Justin?
No, I don't at this time.
Okay. Vince, any?
No other questions?
Okay. Is there anyone here in favor or opposition?
I don't see any hands, so at this time, I'm going to mute the petitioner's representative so the board can take their vote. This is 62-23.
Okay, in the matter of 62-23, I vote to approve the variance as advertised, and the hardship just being that it's a corner lot with 2 front yards.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, any opposed? The motion carries.
Moving on to 68-23, James Dara is a request for an exception to allow the construction of a 30-foot by 30-foot detached garage / storage building, which will be more than half of the footprint of the home and over 1,000 square feet in size at 4579 Mattis Road, as required by Section 4 of the R3 Residence District Regulations of the St. Louis County Zoning Ordinance. James, I'm going to request for you to unmute. Please again, just state your first and last name for the board and then proceed on with your presentation.
Okay, I'm online now.
Perfect.
My name is James, last name is Daerda, Daerda. Address is 4579 Mattis Road, St. Louis, Missouri, 63128.
Please proceed with your hardship.
Okay. Actually, what I have, the lot that we have our house and everything on is 2.5 acres. There's a detached garage in the back, 3-car, and what we have is a concrete driveway from the front fence line to the back garage, and there is also a concrete pad in front of that garage. What I need is more storage room for what the vehicles I have, for the lawn equipment. And I have just, well, I'm going to be 82 years old in December. I had a small business, which we closed because my partner ended up with a stroke. But anyway, I have multiple tools that I have. I've been an automotive mechanic most of my life. I worked as a journeyman auto mechanic, Chevrolet, and then I ended up working for Procter & Gamble for 29 years. I was in charge of their warehouse and their forklifts, which we converted to natural gas in 1980 when we couldn't get gasoline. So what I have is a lot of leftover hand tools and things like that from closing the business. I also have 2 vehicles that are classic vehicles, a 66 Chevy and a 79 Camaro. I also have a 95 Suburban. I also have a 2000 GMC custom van. I also have a 2007 Lincoln Town Car, which only has 11,000 miles on it. I also have a 95 Chevy pickup truck and a 2008 Honda Civic. Besides that, I have 2 lawn tractors. I also have a riding lawnmower, various other things like leaf blowers and weed whips and all this kind of stuff for the 2 acres. So what I have is a lot of equipment and tools and such, which I need to store. Presently, I have a temporary tent type arrangement that I have some of the stuff under. What I need to do is I have to have it under roof. That's why we want to build this building. The building itself would be actually the closest it would be to any property line would be like to the back side of that building, which is the front of the other garage. And all of that, I think that is like 60, let me look up, take a look what I got here. Yeah, I think it's 63 feet from the property line and back of the existing garage. It's 65 feet from the property line to the north. It's 186 foot from the front of that building. And the other side of that building and garage would go all the way down to Mattis Road, would probably be over 300 feet. So what I need is this 30 by 30 steel building to be erected there, so I can house the stuff that I have, so I can keep it out of the weather. And that's why I need the variance for this thing. So if you have any questions, I would gladly answer them for you.
So what is the total square footage of the structure?
Building?
Yeah.
The building itself is 30 by 30, so it's 900 square feet.
900, okay.
But what is the size of the existing garage that you're going to keep?
The existing garage is 30 by 20, if I remember right. Hang on a minute. Yeah, it's 20 by 30 feet.
Okay.
I also have a pool on this property. So I do have pool. There's a small pool house, which actually just keeps the pump and the chlorinator out of the weather.
So how is he for lot coverage?
He's fine for lot coverage. So combining the existing garage with the new garage, he would be at 1,500 square feet.
Apologize, guys. I'm not able to get to my email, so I wasn't able to look at the plans. So what is the variance request on this one, dimension-wise, as far as setbacks?
The setbacks are
They keep
fine.
jumping screen, I'm sorry.
Yeah, the setbacks are fine. He doesn't need any for that. It's just that the oversized garage is more than half the footprint of the home, and it's more than 1,000 square feet.
Okay.
Mhm. And that's with both of the garages, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And this is sitting on 2.5 acres of ground.
So to clarify what Angelia was saying, the variance is that the extension of the garage would be the request for the variance, not the existing garage. The existing garage is still within the percentage of the footprint of the house, right?
Mhm.
I believe so. But we combine the existing and the new to get the whole amount that is requested.
Mhm.
Mhm. Okay, and so there's no plans to eliminate the other garage, correct?
That's correct. I would not eliminate this existing garage. This
Okay.
garage would be put in front of it. There would be 3 foot between the two garages for passageway. And then the new garage would have 6 doors on it, 3 to the existing garage and 3 to the driveway.
Okay. And what area is this in again?
South County and Melville unincorporated.
Okay. Is that kind of a rural type of area?
Yeah, to an extent. Yeah, this is probably one of the larger
Yeah.
lots in the area. There's 2 lots
Yeah, it's
behind me
normal.
that are an acre apiece. It's Myers Estate. We bought this property in 92.
Okay.
I am thinking about this again, and the rule is that there can only be one accessory building to the property. So by him not connecting these 2 buildings, that's going to be kind of an additional variance of allowing him to have 2 accessory buildings on the
Well,
property.
excuse me, what I was told though, if I do the building, to get the, to actually put this building to the existing building is actually a structure that is, 2x4s, that type of thing, because the builder did this in 70 something. So the building I'm putting up is a metal building completely. And what they're telling me that that's kind of hard to connect to the other building, and that the fire code between all this would have to have a separation of at least 3 foot. I mean, this is
Leave us as far as a motion on the variance. Is that need to continue this or?
Do you want to continue and re-advertise it?
That would probably be the best.
At least that way we can find out more information too for you guys for the next one.
Okay.
So
Is that a
we
motion?
we will need a motion for you guys to do that.
Yeah. You want to do that, Justin, or?
Yeah, I move on 68-23 that we continue the request to the next available meeting to determine all the necessary variances and so that they can be properly advertised.
Second.
Okay. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, the motion carries.
All right, moving on to 69-23, Jeff Lowry. This is a request for an exception to the side yard regulations for the purpose of constructing a retaining wall and fence if needed at 7186 Christopher Drive, maintaining one side yard of 3 feet and a second side yard of 10 feet in lieu of 20 feet, as required by the NU non-urban district regulations of the St. Louis County Zoning Ordinance. Aaron, I'm going to put you on so you can, again, just please state your first and last name for the record and then you'll be able to present.
You guys hear me?
Yes, we can. Thank
Oh,
you.
perfect. My name's Aaron. My last name's Houston. And I'm here asking for a request to build a retaining wall on the side yards. There's already existing retaining wall there that is failing, concrete wall. The side yard to the left is only a 3-foot variance. The house is kind of cockeyed a little bit. If you can see it on the, I guess the plan there. So the wall itself already goes over to the property line. We're going to bring it in a little bit to help support that side yard. And then the same thing with the right side, the side yard, you can see the retaining wall there is starting to crack and kind of crumble and push away. We're hoping to help them out with having a usable backyard, a safer place to play with their kids and grandkids. So that's about all I got.
Okay, so you're basically reinstalling the retaining wall in the same spot.
We will be building in front of the existing retaining wall. So the wall that's there is actually on the 20-foot mark already. So I guess the builder must have installed that before we went and looked at it. So we're actually going to pull our wall out in front of that wall a little bit, just for structural reasons, to help support that area a little bit better on both sides.
Okay.
That helps me with my next question I had. So the hardship is it a structural issue of why we're relocating?
Structural issue and a safer place to play. Right now, their backyard is super small. You can see from the pictures there that it's a pretty good drop off. They have maybe 10 feet of play space above the wall with no fence right now. They're looking to extend that out since they're off a busy street. It's not very safe for the kids to play in the front. So we're building the wall in the back for them and putting having someone else come in and put a fence in above it for them. So structural reasons, yeah, the wall itself is failing, so it needs to be replaced.
Are there any other questions? Okay. Is there anyone here in favor or opposition?
I don't see any hands, so at this time I'm going to mute the petitioner's representative so the board can take a vote. This is 69-23.
I'll jump in on the matter of 69-23. I would make a motion to approve the variance as submitted, noting that the hardship is the structural need for extending the yard.
I second it. All those in favor?
Aye.
No. The motion carries.
All right, 70-23. Matilla and Stanley Hale is a request for an exception to the rear yard regulations for the purpose of constructing a roof over a porch at 4613 Sky Ridge Meadow Court, maintaining a rear yard of 7 feet in lieu of 15 feet as required by the R3 Residence District regulations of the St. Louis County Zoning Ordinance. Stanley, I'm going to request for you to unmute again. Please just state your first and last name, and then please proceed with your hardship.
Okay, this is Stan Hale. We live at 4613 Skyridge Meadows Court. And when we bought this house in 1991, there was a deck on the back of it. And over time, this deck, the boards and everything just fell apart. So we just tore the deck out, and there was a patio underneath the deck. So we kind of liked having the patio. And then probably 5 or 6 years ago, we put new doors in the house, and the storm door on the back, it was a glass storm door. It had a screen, but it lifted up with the glass. And after about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, it gets so hot back there with the sun shining in, that door actually it warped. And so we had a fire in our house and we thought we'd like to take and put an overhang. It's just a patio back there and we're just wanting an overhang to cover that patio and those back windows that are right there, right this side of the chimney and where the house, the exit door is at, just to get that into shade. And that's basically why we're wanting to put this overhang.
Okay, makes sense. Does anyone have any questions?
Just to clarify, for the record, what is your stated hardship? Is it the fire or is it the need for solar variance?
Well, we asking for the variance so we can build an overhang to put shade on the back of the house there, and so that door doesn't get so hot.
Solar gain is your hardship for needing the deck.
I'm sorry, I'm not understanding what you're asking.
So your hardship is that because of the location, the sunlight is coming into there. That's why you're saying that you need the deck.
So I mean, it warped the door that we had up there. And
Okay.
it gets really hot just to the touch.
Okay. Just wanted to confirm your hardship.
Mhm.
And just to confirm for the board, this is for the purpose of constructing a roof over the existing concrete patio, like porch that's out there. So there isn't a new deck or anything being built.
No, there's nothing new except just the overhang over the patio,
Okay,
concrete patio.
No other questions.
okay. Is there anyone here in favor or opposition?
I don't see any hands, so at this time I'm going to mute the petitioner so the board can take a vote. This is 70-23.
Okay, 70-23. I vote to approve the variance as advertised, the hardship being the need for weather protection on the home.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion passes.
71-23 John Roach is a request for an exception to the side yard regulations for the purpose of constructing a whole house generator at 1278 Autumnwood Circle, maintaining a side yard of 4 feet in lieu of 8 feet as required by the R2 Residence District regulations of the St. Louis County Zoning Ordinance and PEU Ordinance 4981. John, I'm going to request for you to unmute. Again, please just state your first and last name for the record, and please proceed with your presentation.
Madam Chair.
Okay, I presume I'm unmuted. My name is John Roach.
Madam Chair, can I
That's
ask
R-O-A-C-H.
Oh, hang on, John. Sorry. Yes.
It's on the agenda as 72-23, and you read 71-23, and that's what's on the slide. Could you?
I thought I read 71.
You did read 71, but on the agenda it's listed as 72.
We have a 72. That's next, but
Okay, you may have an old copy of the
Oh, okay.
agenda. Yeah,
Okay, if you could give me just a moment. I apologize.
you're good.
Just checking what was posted. That's Oh, okay. So it was out of order on the agenda. Is that?
Yeah, I think originally possibly what you had got switched around a little bit because of some changes that were made.
It is on the agenda. So this is 71-23.
Yes, that is correct. All right, John, again, if you could just state your name and then again, just restart for us, that'd be great. Thank you.
Okay, I am unmuted.
Yep, you're good.
Okay, my name is John Roach. I'm the resident and owner of the house at 1278 Autumnwood Circle. It's in Baldwin, or unincorporated Baldwin Post Office. 63011. I'm asking for a variance to the side lot requirement of 8 feet. We live in an area of West County, just west of Weidman Road. And the issue is our electric service is underground in our subdivision, but out on the arterial roadways, the wires are all on telephone poles, very close to Weidman Road. It's not uncommon in our area between cars hitting the telephone poles or bad weather and inclement weather taking out the power sometimes for quite some time. What I'm asking for is to install a generator on my house so that when that power is interrupted, the generator will continue to provide service to my home. I do this because my wife and I are hitting that age when we're beginning to come up with health problems. And my wife has several health conditions that require both a special diet and several medications. Both of these require either refrigeration or freezing to preserve them and to maintain a sufficient inventory. We can't afford to lose either of these appliances due to a power outage. So again, I want to install a natural gas standby generator on our home to act as a backup to the natural Ameren service. Okay, the location for this would be on the same side of my house as my air conditioner compressor unit is located. It's about the same size as the generator, as the air conditioner. It's a little bit longer, but it's same height, same width. This particular side of the house has a 22-foot gap between my house and my neighbor's house, who is Mandy. I believe I heard her on the call eventually. And it's about 50 feet from the living area of her house, because again, I'm asking to put this on the side of my house where her garage is, not her bedrooms. I selected that location because visually it's pretty inconspicuous. Again, the generator would sit a little bit farther back than where you see a photograph of the air conditioner. It's very easy to screen it with vegetation. I've also looked at the sound that this kind of equipment generates and compared it to things that we're pretty much familiar with. My particular house air conditioner generates about 70 decibels of noise when it's operating in the summertime. A lawnmower, for comparison, a gasoline lawnmower is about 85 decibels. Particular generator that I'm looking at is rated at 68 decibels. So again, they make them pretty quiet. And as you think about it, this generator is not going to run, I hope, nearly as frequently as my air conditioner does. So from a noise perspective, it should be pretty much transparent to anyone around there. So that being said, requesting the variance, the hardship is that we have a medical situation that requires constant and consistent electrical service. I picked a location and a piece of equipment that I hope will have minimal impact on the neighborhood environment, because it's neither visually or audibly detracting. It's quiet, it's inconspicuous. And I believe that's consistent with the intent of the residential zoning restrictions that St. Louis County has developed.
Okay.
Anyone, that's all I generally have to say. I have information if anyone has any questions.
Okay.
I do. What is the proposed housing material for the generator?
It's metal. It's aluminum, so it's weather resistant and fire resistant, which puts it in a capacity that it can be within 15 or 18 inches, I believe, of combustible materials, which the contractor intends to install it farther away from the house than that. But that's the rating of the cabinet that the generator sits in.
So will it be an extension of the building house, or will it be a separate?
No, it has to set off about 15 inches from the house, much like an air conditioner compressor does.
Okay. So this would be a separate structure.
Yes, and that's why we're here.
Are there any other questions? Okay, is there anyone here in favor or opposition?
So I do know that we have the neighbor on the call, so I'm going to mute the petitioner for a moment so we can unmute the neighbor and just see if she has anything to add, or if she doesn't, she can just let us know.
Okay.
Mandy, I'm gonna request for you to unmute. And again, like I told you earlier, if you have nothing, you can just let us know that you have nothing to say and we'll go on from there.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate John's proposal and I have nothing else to say about it. I'm good.
Okay.
Thank you, Mandy.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and that was all we had
Okay.
for neighbors.
Okay. Okay. I believe, okay, we're ready to make a decision.
Okay, the petitioner is muted. This is 71-23.
In the matter of 71-23, I'd recommend approval of the variance as requested.
I second it. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, the motion carries.
All right, 72-23, Jeffrey White is a request for an exception to the rear yard regulations for the purpose of constructing a deck and stairs at 3205 Ridgeview Manor Drive, maintaining a rear yard of 4 feet in lieu of 15 feet as required by the R2 Residence District regulations of the St. Louis County Zoning Ordinance and PEU Ordinance 20,152. CJ, I'm going to request for you to unmute. Again, just state your first and last name and the company you're here for, and you'll be able to present.
Sure. So this is CJ Moss, MOSS, with Chesterfield Fence and Deck. I'm actually the deck designer. So basically just kind of an overview of what we're doing. It is a 20-foot by 12-foot deck with a 4.5-foot landing and stairs. And based on the information that I have here of the property and the home, the deck is more or less going in the same location as the existing deck, and the existing and the new proposal are, I don't know how close they are inches wise, but the square footage I have, they're pretty much the same. So I guess the hardship is the 15-foot setback crosses over into where this new deck and actually where the existing deck are. And that would prevent pretty much any deck from being built. So I guess the request is to have a deck, the new deck, in the same location as the existing, and it having pretty much the same footprint.
Okay. And basically your hardship is just the need to upgrade the deck?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know how, like if it's falling apart or anything, but they're just making it a new deck, and it'll be up to whatever the current code is.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Does anyone have any questions? Okay. Is there anyone here in favor or opposition?
I don't see any hands, so at this time I'm going to mute the petitioner's representative so the board can take a vote. And this is 72-23.
Okay. 72-23, I vote to approve the variance as advertised, and the hardship just being the need to upgrade the existing deck and put it in the same footprint.
Take that motion and second it.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, the motion carries.
All right, the last one we have for you guys this evening is 73-23, Danny and Sarah Ballou. This is a request for an exception to the rear yard regulations for the purpose of constructing an in-ground swimming pool and retaining wall and 9811 Chattanooga Campaign Court, maintaining a rear yard of 6 feet in lieu of 15 feet for the retaining wall, and a rear yard of 13 feet in lieu of 15 feet for the pool, as required by the R4 Residence District regulations of the St. Louis County Zoning Ordinance and PEU Ordinance 25,384. And Brandon, I'm going to request for you to unmute. Please just state your first and last name and the company you're here representing as well, and go about your request.
Hi, my name is Brandon Coleman. I'm a representative for Danny and Sarah Ballou, and I am also the pool designer. Just to give an overview of what we're looking to do, we're looking to install an in-ground swimming pool, 14 by 32 foot pool, and then due to the yard's grade, we'll also need to install a retaining wall. It'll be 4 feet at the highest point, and then 3 feet, and then 2 feet at the end. And just due to the size of the yard, it will, currently it's over the 15 rear yard setback, so we're just looking to get a variance for the rear yard. So if anyone has any questions.
Okay, so what is your hardship?
Just due to the size of the yard, it wouldn't fit the pool currently, and we've tried shifting it to make it as minimal as possible to affect the variance.
Okay. Are there any other questions?
I've lost visual, so I can't see any of this. I'm sorry.
Okay.
If need be, I will recuse my vote.
Okay. Justin, do you have any questions?
I don't think I do right now.
Okay. Well, from what I can see, Vince is a pretty narrow yard. Is there anyone here in favor or opposition?
I don't see any hands, so at this time I'll mute the petitioner's rep.
Okay.
This is 73-23.
Can you, staff, can you go back to the original like lot layout? Yeah, thank you. No.
Mm-hmm. One more?
Yeah.
That one?
Yeah, that one.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
You want Angelia or you want me?
You could go ahead, Justin.
All right. 73-20.
Hang on. Sorry.
Sorry,
Debbie?
I heard Debbie talking through the wall, but Debbie, you were muted. I don't know if you had anything.
Yeah, I was just going to say the yard does slope quite a bit down to that black fencing, so it is a little deceiving there of the distance to the property line.
Gotcha. All right. So in 73, right? Yeah, 73-23, I recommend approval based on the hardship of the cul-de-sac lot and the existing slope of the property.
I second it. All those in favor? Aye. Okay, the motion carries.
All right, that is all we had for you. So we just will need a motion to adjourn.
Okay. I motion to adjourn the meeting.
I'll second.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
I apologize, guys. I'm going to try to get this technical difficulty taken care of.
That's okay.
I can't see anything for some reason now. I can hear you guys, but I can't see anything.
Okay.
All right,
See you in
guys. Have a
2
good
weeks.
one.
Yep.
Okay.
See you on the 1st.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye.